A gracious good day to one and all once again. 'Tis I, Norton the First, by grace of God, Emperor of the United States and Protector of Mexico. Back with you for episode number 199 of Emperor Norton's fantastic history vlog. Today is March 17, 2021, and it is our 366th day living under COVID-19 restrictions. And so that means we're doing a special show today, and as well as the Saturday show will be that one's always special, but we'll get to that in a moment. But we thought in honor of a year of doing this that we would show some highlights from the last year for all of you, especially the newer viewers. So we're going to do a little trip down memory lane today. Look back at some of our more interesting moments over the last year. So for those of you who are new to this vlog, let me just explain a few things. The Countess and I portray characters from San Francisco history, real people. And that's who we are dressed as for this vlog. I am Norton the First, Emperor of the United States and Protector of Mexico. And we're going to do a whole episode in the new format, which we'll get to in a moment, about us so that you can be more familiar with who we are and what we did in the 19th century. And the Countess Lola Montez, we'll probably do a whole show on that too, although I believe the Countess already did on the Saturday edition, but we'll probably devote a whole show to the Countess as well. Lola Montez was Irish but performed as a Spanish dancer and was married to the King of Bavaria and lived in the Bay Area for a time. Really fascinating story. If you're not familiar with it, we'll tell it to you. So mention the new format. That's going to start with next Wednesday, episode number 201. We've basically been doing this format for the last year. It's changed and grown a little bit, but we've been reading from John Ralston's wonderful book, This Date in San Francisco, for our main San Francisco story, and we thank him gratefully for his wonderful book, and we shall continue to use it, but just for specific events tied to dates. So it's going to be one story, probably national days, and a quote, maybe a second segment like the Countess does. We'll see. We're still thinking it through, and we will have it all together some point in the very near future. So this started as a response to the lack of leadership we saw coming out of the supposed national government. Well, we're the government, but anyway, they're the ones that think they're running things and have a lot of fingers on the levers, or whatever that cliche is, of the national response to this pandemic, and we just weren't seeing much of a response. Now that's back when only a few hundred had died. Today, well, we're approaching 550,000 dead. Think of how much pain, misery, and death could have been avoided had we had a leader who cared about people and took action instead of being more interested in their image. Oh, the epaulets are messed up. Sorry. Gotta get that right. There we go. So the first episode was basically just a rant, an editorial, and we're going to be returning to doing a little bit of something like that on contemporary issues. We shall see how that works out. So when we started this, we had no idea that it was going to last over a year. That has come as quite a surprise to us. You may remember back in March of last year when we first started hearing about the pandemic and the lockdowns were in place, we thought maybe, April, May, June, September, everything would be back to normal. Well, it wasn't, and some of that is due to people not taking this pandemic seriously, turning the masks into a culture wars issue instead of a public health issue. It still is. And places opening up too soon, and they're in the process of doing that again, especially Texas and Florida, but some other states as well. So we've seen this play out longer and longer and longer. I mean, here we are in the U.S., in the empire, with only, I believe it's 4% of the world's population and 25% of the COVID cases. Now, why would that be? A lack of leadership, indeed. So hopefully that's going to be changing. Hopefully things will be returning to normal very soon, and the Countess and I can get back to what we used to do, which was doing history tours of San Francisco. And we had a lot of fun doing that, and we sincerely miss it. So we, when I say the imperial we, are going to be taking to the streets again in April. The Countess will be at a later time. She has not set her return date yet, but we're very anxious to get back to talking about San Francisco history, because we're both historians and performers, and we just loved what we did and hope to do it again very, very soon. So we'd like to take this opportunity to thank our viewers and our donors. Our donors have allowed us to, first of all, live through this pandemic, because some of us had a job and had to live on unemployment. And also buy new equipment. There's a new microphone today. You can't see it. A little lavalier, and we've gotten the green screen and all sorts of things. So thank you very much to our generous donors. So we encourage you to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Here's your information for that. If you want more information about the tours that the Countess and I will be doing again, go to sftimemachine.com. That is a splash page for the 4 different tours that we operate, and they're going to be rolling out over the course of the year, hopefully. But just click on any of the click here for more information buttons, and it'll take you to the individual websites. Now, those websites are also compendiums of information about San Francisco and San Francisco history. So please check that out. It'll be nice to get back to touring indeed. We would like to hear your suggestions. We don't get a lot of feedback. That's been a great disappointment to us. We'd like to know what you would like to see on this show. So please let us know. Also, we're a little disappointed by the lack of viewership. We put a lot of work into this vlog, rather. And well, a couple of weeks ago, I guess we got in the algorithm, and our viewership top was, well, over the hundreds, in the hundreds rather. But now we're back to around 30 to 50 per episode. That's a lot of work for very little return. So please tell your friends, please share this vlog with your friends and help us get our viewership up. We are avid viewers of the YouTube, and we are just shocked to see some of the videos that are out there that are very poor quality and not factual and not very entertaining, and well, they get hundreds of thousands of views, and here we are, stuck below 100 most days. We don't really understand that. If you have some feedback as to why that might be, or any hints as to how we can increase our viewership, comment or send an email to emperornortontour@gmail.com. One other thing we're going to do with the new format is to try to keep the show below 30 minutes. When we first started, it was 7 minutes, and now it's running, well, a couple of them ran over 45 minutes. And maybe that's one of the reasons why viewership is down. We do have a tendency to go on, but we have a lot of information to impart to you, so that's what we do. But we're going to really make an effort to keep the shows shorter in the future. Well, let's get into our parade down memory lane, presented for your approval. Are some clips over the last year. You can watch my hair grow. It's been over a year since the last haircut. Enjoy. And we felt that in these troubling times, we need to come before you today to share some thoughts and some wisdom on how to cope with the coronavirus pandemic. Like you, we are ensconced at the moment in our Imperial Palace in the lovely Imperial Gardens, which we'll perhaps give you a tour of at a later date. As you know, we are all ordered to shelter in place, and we are following these orders, even though we are the emperor and do not necessarily have to follow them. We feel it is in the interest of public safety that we do. Bummer! Be quiet! We are entering the 4th week of quarantine here in our lovely city of San Francisco. It is our 155th day under COVID-19 restrictions, our 177th day under COVID-19 restrictions, on our 306th day living under COVID-19 restrictions. Wow. Hard to believe, huh?
It is hard to believe.
It is our 359th day living under COVID-19 restrictions. Wow. Tomorrow is National Logger Day, but we thought we would start a day early. Oh, that was good. Get a stout. Thank you. Pardon me. The 22nd is International Polka Dot Day. Hopefully the special effects are working right now. You have no idea. If not, rather, you have no idea why I'm looking around like something's going on. Well, we welcome our special guest superstar, the Countess Lola Montez of Lansfeld. Good day, Countess.
Good day, Your Majesty, and I hope you're faring well.
And as we always do on the weekends, we welcome our guest superstar, the Countess Lola Montez of Lansfeld. Good day, Countess.
Good day, Your Majesty, and how are you faring?
And as we do every weekend, we welcome our guest superstar, the Countess Lola Montez of Lansfeld. Good day, Countess.
Good day, and thank you for having me. Thank you all for watching us.
And as always, we welcome our special guest superstar, the Countess Lola Montez. Good day, Countess.
Good day, Your Majesty.
January 27, 1894. The California Midwinter International Exposition opens in Golden Gate Park. March 10th, 1929, the New York Times describes the Chinatown Telephone Exchange. January 23rd, 1847, Yerba Buena becomes San Francisco. Columnist Herb Caen returns to the Chronicle after 8 years at the Examiner. It goes on July 3rd, 1852, that Wells Fargo and Company advertises in the Alta California. Because it was on September 5th, 1921, that a party at the Hotel St. Francis begins Fatty Arbuckle's ruin.
Tell me now or get it over. Hurt me now and get it over. If you got leaving on your mind. Everybody loves somebody sometime. And although my dreams were overdue, your love made it well worth waiting for someone like you. Oh, Mama may have, and Papa may have, but God bless that child that's got his own. That's got his own. Oh, yes, my darling, you. Bittersweet memories. Give me what I cry for. You know you got the branded kisses that I die for. You know you made
Well, good morning, and it is very early morning, one and all. Starting just a minute early. There's nobody who's tuned in yet. For those of you watching on tape delay, I'm not sure what to call that. This is Emperor Norton's Fantastic History Vlog, number 21, I believe it is, or 20, check below. It's early, folks, because today is, of course, the 114th anniversary of the great San Francisco earthquake and fire. Normally, on this day, there would be a crowd of about 200 of us gathering at Lada's Fountain on Market Street. There's a little photograph of it. Been there since 1875. Gift to the people of San Francisco from Lotta Crabtree, a popular performer of that era. Chose as the spot to have the annual commemoration because it was one of the only structures, left intact downtown after the great earthquake and fire, and people looking for lost loved ones would place notes upon it. So normally we're there every year, as we have been since the 1920s when the commemorations started, but we're not able to this year because, of course, of the COVID-19 pandemic. We are all ordered to shelter. September 9, 2020. It is our 174th day under COVID-19 restrictions and the most bizarre day of any so far during this unfortunate pandemic. It is 10:30 in the morning here in San Francisco, the seat of our empire, and we are coming to you from the landing above the Imperial Garden today because we wanted to show you just what it looks like right now. And I don't know if the video is going to do this justice or not. We hope the audio is quite good today because we are outside with a lot of background noise, so pardon any audio problems, but it's like night here. It's very, very strange, like something out of the Twilight Zone.
There my love waits there in San Francisco, above the blue and windy sea. When I come home to you, San Francisco, the golden sun will shine for me.
Well, that wraps it up for this edition. So don't forget, we will be back with the Countess's show on Saturday, episode 200. I'm sure she has something great in store, as she always does. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. We appreciate your generous donations, and here's where you can make those. Help us keep this going. Our donors have just been spectacular. So until we see you again, as we always say, stay safe and stay healthy. But if you go outside, wear your mask even if you've gotten the vaccine. It is to protect yourself and others. And protecting others is something that we've kind of forgotten about. It's all about me now, and we need to think about the world in general and do a better job of that. Do not take unproven cures that might kill you. We think the whole hydrochloroquine thing is done. We hope so. Most of all, though, be kind to one another. That's very, very important. It has been a pleasure to entertain and inform you for the last year, and we shall continue to until we see you again. A gracious good day.